this session is recorded, is getting recorded. So, and it will be available in case if you would like to have a look at it later also. Some of the key features would include, as a user, you can customize what is that you want to trade. Suppose you want to trade in, say, equities, you want to trade in futures, or you want to trade in options, you want to trade in MCX kind of products. You can customize what you want to trade, how many lots you want to trade, whether you want to trade in the intraday or you want to trade in delivery or NRML basis. All that flexibility is available to you. You can choose what is that you want to trade in our platform. It's a one-time setup that you need to do for trading. And once you have set that, uh, the signals, whenever they are generated, the orders will be placed for the choice that you would have made in our platform in terms of futures or options, how many lots, intraday, carry forward, whatever that you would like to trade will be executed by us. Like you can trade in, of course, equities, futures, and options. Then you can trade in options, which could be based on a dynamic kind of strike selection, or even you can trade a static strike. Suppose you're an intraday trader and you would like to trade a particular CE or a PE for for that day. You can choose those and execute signals in those strikes only. Or if you want the strikes to be selected dynamically based on the spot price and when the signal gets generated, we do that activity for you. So you can trade in ATM or you can trade in ITM or OTM. You have flexibility to choose up to 20 in the money strikes and 20 out of the money strikes in a platform. So, and again, you can choose on various um, instruments. It could be Nifty, it could be Bank Nifty, it could be Fin Nifty, any of those. We will look at what are the instruments that are available shortly. And it is also of use for people who want to buy options, or if you want to write options, we are there to help you out. Our platform can take care of that also. Then if you'd like to hedge some of your positions taken, you can do that by hedge buying or even hedge selling. So kindly, in case if you have any queries, use the Q&A box to type out your queries. Now, suppose you're a trader, uh, you need not. We will take care of the process of splitting orders based on the quantity that you're trying to trade. Now, if it is more than freeze quantity, we'll place multiple orders so that the entire quantity that you would like to be executed will be done in multiple orders. So, order splitting is done at our end itself. You need not have to worry about placing multiple orders or closing multiple positions. So, we will take care of that. Then in terms of risk management, you have a couple of choices, two, three choices available. You can set target and stop loss, which can be in points or percentage. And you can also do that. You have a facility for trailing your stops also. And uh, another very useful facility is MTM based risk management, where you can set the amount of profit or loss that you would like to do for the day. Whenever those levels are achieved in terms of profit or loss, the portions will be squared off by the system itself. Suppose you say that you have set a profit of say 15,000 or 20,000 for a day. For that particular instrument, for example, Nifty, it could be 15,000, Bank Nifty could be 25,000. It depends. On stocks, it could be a different figure. So for each of those instruments, you can set what is the profit that you would like to take or what is the loss at which you would like to come out of the trade. So those M2M based entry exits are possible. And you can also customize the time when you want the trades to happen. Suppose you don't want to trade in the morning first 1 hour. You would like to take trades only after say 10:30, 11 o'clock for whatever reason. It depends on your study completely. Now you can set that, say that okay, after let my trades or signals be executed after say 10:30 or 11 o'clock. You can set that kind of time, or you don't want any signals to be taken, say, towards the closing hour, say you don't want any trades to be executed for signals generated after 3 o'clock, say. you can do that. So you can set the end time also. So after that end time, any signals coming in will be stopped and will not be executed. So those kind of flexibilities and features are available in our platform to help you trade in all kind of conditions, whether it could be morning volatility or the normal day period or the closing hour to be excluded. You can decide when you want the trades to be executed. You can program it or tell the platform these are the timings in which you want to trade. So accordingly, we will execute the signals whenever received from your trading platform or charting platforms. Some more features. Rollover is suppose you are a weekly trader or a monthly uh, contract trader. You can do the rollovers. So on the expiry day or on intraday kind of situations, so it will close the existing positions and take the next week's positions as per your requirement. For all users, we provide paper trading facility. Now, it is limited to up to three strategies that you can test under paper trade or observe under paper trade. The idea of paper trade is to check whether Algomojo as a platform is suitable for your kind of requirement, whether all the signals are getting processed as per your requirement. And once you're convinced that yes, the signals are getting processed as per your requirement in the platform, you can go in for live trade. There's no limitation in terms of live trades. You can do any number of instruments, any number of orders can be placed using a platform for live trading. Paper trade is restricted to three strategies per user as such. Now, what we also highlight to the users is that paper trade is more for checking the process of order placement between your signal generation and order placement, whether the orders are getting executed as per the signals, whether the options are getting executed as per your signals, whether if the quantity is more than other orders getting split and then getting placed as per your requirement. To check those kind of parameters, paper trade is facility is enabled in our platform. It is not a back testing or a forward testing kind of tool. We don't have facility for back testing of any kind of strategies that you'll need to do it in your charting platform. So it is more to understand the process of order placement that paper trade is given as a feature in our system. Now, there are certain rules that we have set for each of the strategies for the traders. These are based on extensive interactions with traders and investors and looking at various kind of strategies that people use. We have narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 rules, which could be applied for any kind of strategies that people would use in TradingView or in charting or in Amibroker or any Python or any kind of platform where the signals are getting generated. So we will look at the different types of rules to be used when we look at a chart and a strategy. I will relate the rule to be used based on the strategy once we get into the actual integration part of it. Now, if you're a trader, options trader, and you have multiple legs to be executed, you have the flexibility to create each of those legs independently, and based on a single signal, you can execute all the legs in one shot. So you have the flexibility to choose or create each of those legs separately and manage them. But all the legs can be executed by grouping together based on one signal from your charting tool. Now, yeah, for to help traders to understand when the orders are getting placed, you can get Telegram notification. All you have to do is go to Algomojo bot on Telegram and take the chart ID from there and incorporate that against the strategy that you'll be creating in Algomojo. So that whenever the signals are generated or whenever the orders are getting placed in your account, you get a notification of the same. You can create watch lists. Now, if you're a trader, especially we've seen with the people who do exploration in Amibroker or people who use charting where they scan hundreds of stocks in a day. And then whenever the criteria is met, orders are placed for a couple of them or few of the stocks and indices. So you can create watch list for the stocks that you want to trade or the instruments that you want to trade and keep varying that also. You can change that list as and when you require. So it's pretty flexible that way. Very, very user-friendly kind of setup that we have done, where all you have to do is upload that CSV file into your platform. So whatever symbols are highlighted in watch list, the orders will get placed only for those stocks in the watch list. Now, reports you can download on a daily basis. Any kind of reports that you want in terms of how many signals were generated, how many orders were placed, what kind of positions were open and closed. You can get a download of all the signals and orders and positions at the end of the day or during the day also. However, historical download of reports is currently not available. You will need to download it on a daily basis. Any queries so far? Please use the Q&A box, and then um, I will address them, and I'll provide details on those. A very new feature that we just launched is called a signal store, where yeah, we will look at how to place an order based on price from a charting tool. Like, for example, in trading, you can set a level in which you can place an order when that price reaches that level, kind of thing. It's possible. However, if you are looking at something like a premium based order placement, that is currently not possible. If you want us to look at premiums which are say 50 rupees at a given point in time, and whenever the CE or PE or future reaches that kind of price level, the order to be executed, that is currently not available. um, you will need to trigger it from your charting tool. We will look at how to do that. It's still feasible using TradingView kind of environment, where suppose you have a CE or a PE and it reaches a certain level of your entry or exit, it can be triggered from there. We will look at some of those samples today in terms of how do we trigger those orders based on the price as such. A new facility that we just launched is the Signal Store. It is also popularly known as copy trading, wherein you can share the signals from that are getting generated from your charting tool, like TradingView or Amibroker, any of these. And when the orders are getting executed in your platform, similar orders can be placed by your friends and family whom you want to give access to them, right? So you can so that your friends and family can rely on your expertise in terms of trading or investments. And whenever you're taking an order, a similar kind of orders can be placed in your friends and family account also. Yeah, in case of price-based, you will need to trigger it from Amibroker kind of for your kind of requirement. That I would suggest look at Amibroker environment, wherein you can keep exploring on various strikes that are available for Nifty or Bank Nifty or whichever instrument that you want to trade. And once it reaches a level of say close to about 100 rupees or whichever strikes are reaching the level of whatever price you have in mind, it can trigger the order and it can get placed in the platform. So, however, as a feature, it is not available. Order placement is what is possible. A trigger has to come from Amibroker. That is the kind of tool which I can think of for your kind of requirement to place premium-based orders as such. Yeah. So, Strategy Store is a new launch which will help you to publish your signals to other friends and families. Or if you know somebody who is a good trader and you want them to follow them, you can ask them to include you. So whenever the trades they are taking, it can be executed in your platform also. Yeah, in Amibroker, it is possible. TradingView, it's still a bit of a cumbersome kind of coding that will be required because if you want to scan, say 10, 15, 20, 30 strikes and look at what is going to reach 100 kind of price level or whatever price premium you have in mind. And then when it is reached to place orders, it is pretty difficult to manage from trading. However, every broker exploration can help you out in that. Yes. Then it's pretty the signal store or signal sharing is pretty simple to implement. We will look at how to do that during the demo today. So it will help you to if you're a trader who would like to share your positions that you're taking with others, it will help you. Or if you want to follow some traders whom you know, you can follow them using this facility. So you may not have to invest into separate platforms like TradingView or find good strategies as such. So whatever strategies that they have tried and tested and they're using it, you can trade in those strategies and platforms as such. Uh, yeah. So it again depends on whom you want to follow. Once you know that you have found a good investor or a trader, you can, and if he is known to you in your family or friend, you can ask them to integrate in such a manner that whatever signals that he receives can be shared, and you can also place orders. The details of the same can be had in our website. We have a blog called algomojo.com/blog. You go there, the various articles that we have published. The latest has been how to use this signal store feature. It gives you a step-by-step process of implementing it. It's very easy to implement. We will try it out today when we get into the actual platform usage as such. Yeah, the other things that we are working on is the price types. Currently, all orders are getting placed as market orders. We'll soon have a facility to place limit orders or stop loss limit or to stop loss market. And you will also have the flexibility to roll over at a set date. You may not have to wait for the expiry day. You can do it a couple of days earlier, 3 days earlier, 1 week earlier, so that uh, the margin requirements on the expiry day is pretty big, or the expiry week it is pretty big, especially for the monthly contracts, even options also. So if you want to roll over early, you can do that. So once you set it up in the system and say that, okay, 1 week prior to the rollover or the expiry, you want the portions to be rolled over, we will take care of that. Then concurrent signals, we have seen many cases where multiple signals get generated. Now, for whatever reason, issues in the code or the design of the strategy has been such that it generates multiple signals, say multiple buy orders or multiple sell orders. However, we are trying to build a feature which will help you to take the first signal. Say, for example, if a buy comes and the that gets executed, it will next take the signal of sell only. It will even if multiple buys are coming in, it will ignore that. So especially when you are using environments like Amibroker or even in charting also, when you have multiple signals or buy signals coming in for the same um, stock or the instrument, it will help you to restrict that. So concurrent signal management is something that we are working on. It will also be launched shortly. The other thing is maximum number of signals that you want to handle per day. Suppose you say that, okay, I don't want to handle more than 10 signals or take 10 signals in the day. And anything coming beyond that, it could be 10, 5, 20, whatever is your requirement. You can set that. So based on that, in case if it goes beyond that set limit, it will stop the strategy and not execute the new orders for you. Then we are also working on option strategies, ready-made option strategies to be available. So at the click of a button, you can create all the legs that I want. And of course, you will also have the flexibility to change those. So at one click, you can create a butterfly or an iron condor or any other popular strategies which traders and investors use. It will be available as a one click kind of option to choose. Then, of course, the other facility that we are working is to have the dynamic option selections from the watch list itself. So this is some of the other features that we are currently working with, expected to be launched in the next couple of weeks as such. In case you have any specific requirements, kindly do let us know. We are pretty open for discussions in terms of features and facilities to be available, so that as for traders and users, it could um, help in terms of better managing your positions. That's right, sir. See, we have seen some charting tools, which especially in Amibroker kind of environment, due to repainting in the same candle, if the signal, if the conditions are met, it tends to send multiple buy signals or multiple sell signals. So to mitigate those kind of multiple execution of orders, same orders, we are trying to bring in this concurrent signal management tool. Uh, you can say that, okay, accept up to say 5 buy signals concurrently coming in, or 2 buy signals, or 3 buy signals. And if anything more comes after that, you needs to stop till the next opposite signal is executed. Suppose you have taken 3 buys, and after that you don't want to take any more buy signals, and you want the sell to happen, and after that again start the buy. So the system will take the first 3 buys and then wait for the sell signal to come. If there are more buy signals are coming in beyond the 3 that you have set, it will stop or ignore those, and it will not execute those kind of signals. The excessive signals, what we call, will not be executed. Excessive same signals, multiple buys coming in, multiple sell coming in. So those can be prevented, so that your the number of orders that get executed by mistakes can be reduced as such. Now, there are strategies which would require multiple buys to come to be taken, or multiple sells to be taken. So you will have the flexibility to choose how many to take. Say it could be 5, it could be 3, it could be 8, depending on your requirement, depending on your study. You can set that number of signals to be honored or executed as such. So that is what we are working on as such. This is again based on various feedbacks that we get from the users and the clients in terms of features that they look forward to. We try and find solutions and get them built into our platform to help the users and investors and traders as such. Feel free to come back to us in terms of new facilities that you look forward to or you like to have. We will try and check the feasibility and see how we can make it available for the users as such. Now, in terms of segments, now you can trade in equities. It can be intraday or delivery. You can trade in futures and options. It could be NSE, BSE, commodities, any of these. Um, we keep adding in various segments, various instruments which traders or investors want to use. And in terms of dynamic option symbols, you have a choice of mid cap, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Finifty, etc. This list keeps going by the day as such. We have integrated close to about 27, 28 brokers. We keep adding more brokers as and when the API integration happens for the users to trade in those broker accounts. Now, some of the popular brokers like your Zerodas to Angels to Dun to Grow, all these are already integrated with us. And sorry, Grow is not yet. So you can, if you already have an account, you can start using our platform for trading, investing in any of these brokers as such. Now, in case, of course, you have Asna, you have Trade Genie, you have Sharekhan, Motilal, 5paisa, all flat trade. The large brokers are all already available for the users. Now, all you have to do is have an account with any of these brokers. So if you have an account with any of these brokers, you can start using a platform for automating those signals. That's right. That's right. The Zeroda has made the APIs free for all users for placement of orders. So if you're generating signals from any of the charting tools to place orders in Zeroda account, you can use this facility. Earlier, they used to charge 2,000 rupees per month. They were the only brokers who were charging this amount. Now they have also made it free of cost. So you can use Zerodha also. See, ICICI Direct, for some reason, we have done the integration. When this issue in terms of algorithmic trading started, discussion started happening with SEBI and NSE and the exchanges as such. They have put it on a hold. So they're still not opened it for users to use from Algomojo or other platforms to do API based trading. But as a broker, we had already done that. It is ready and available. We had to withdraw it. We have put a stop to it based on their requirement, based on the request, saying that they are awaiting some more clarity on the algo trading part. So that's the reason we have to withdraw it. Otherwise, we have done the integration with ICICI Direct. There's a query. Can you also display the current target price at which this sell or the cover order will be executed? This could be in the holding screen. See, the target in terms of what you can set is in terms of points or percentage. We have not got into the price to be displayed against as a target or a stop loss as such. Now you can say that, okay, suppose you have taken a entry in a script, say at 100 rupees, and when it reaches 110, you want the execution to be the position to be closed, holding or position option, anything to be closed. We will do that once it reaches 110. So, but we will not be able to display that 110 always as such, or the price always. However, in the position book, the LTP will be shown. So you will be able to make out what is the LTP, what is the current P&L, M2M, all that will be displayed in our system itself. Yes. Now, as I was mentioning, if you have an account with any of these brokers, you can start using them, and all brokers, none of the brokers would charge any API cost. Zerodha is the latest broker to waive the API charges. Otherwise, no other broker charges. However, to use our platform, there's a subscription fees. All users get a 7-day trial. After the 7-day trial, you will need to go in for a subscription method. Now, why we provide 7 days trial is to for the users to check if this platform is suitable for their kind of trading or investment purpose. In case if you feel use it for 7 days and find that it is meeting your requirements, then only we suggest that you take up the subscription. Otherwise, we don't want you to incur the cost and realize that okay, it is not meeting your requirement, and thereby uh, letting go of the subscription charges. To help you out to decide on usage of the continued usage of our platform, we are providing the 7 days trial. Kindly make use of that 7 days trial. It will be provided for any and every user who comes into our platform for the first time, and test it out completely. And if you find that okay, it is meeting your requirement in terms of investment or trading, then you can go in for subscription. However, there is a method of getting free APIs from Algomojo also. In case if you open an account with any of these 7 brokers, you get APIs free of cost for life. So there'll be no charges absolutely for API based trading, either from Algomojo or from brokers. In case if you open an account with these 7 brokers using um, Algomojo as a referral as such. We used to have a similar kind of arrangement with all the brokers, but due to regulation and various changes, recommendations, the broker stopped extending that facility. However, we have an arrangement with these 7 brokers where which allows us to extend the free usage for uh, people who have account or open an account with these 7 brokers. Kindly make use of this. You get all the features and facilities that are currently available and that will be launched going forward in Algomojo will be available for you for at no cost as such. Now, let's before getting into automation, we will look at the platform. Now, in terms of automation, it's a two-step process. One is there are certain things to be done in Algomojo platform itself, and the next step is to go into your charting tool and do the setup. So it's a two-step process where in the first step you define what is that you want to trade, and once you have made that decision and told or set it up in Algomojo platform, you enable paper trade and live trade, and then get into the trading view or Amibroker and do a small setup. So whenever the signals are generated in these trading platform or charting platforms, those will get executed. Now, we will look at both these parts, starting with Algomojo platform as such. Now, our website is algomojo.com. Now, in case you already have an account, all you have to do is use this login button and get into your Algomojo account as well. See, the APIs that we have integrated with almost everybody is good. All brokers are good enough. We would not, we will leave it to your choice in terms of, but in terms of performance, almost all of them are equally good. So you can choose whichever broker you are comfortable with. It could be Fires, it could be Dun, it could be Zerodha, any of them. Whoever you feel is the best in terms of your user interface, in terms of your the chargers, in terms of the apps that you're using, whatever broker you're comfortable with, you can go with any of them. We don't have any particular suggested choice for you to for us to promote the broker as such. All of them, I would say, are equally good. It is completely dependent on you and which broker you are comfortable with or which broker you are associated with. Continue using that broker. It doesn't make a difference at all. Our platform is just a bridge between your broker account and your trading platform. So all we do is pick up the signals from the charting tool or where place where you are running a strategy and place the order in your broker account. So we just act as a bridge. So it doesn't matter whichever broker we have the integration done, you can go ahead with them. Yeah. Now, in case you already have an account, you can go in for login button here. Or in case if you want to open a new account and avail the facility of free APIs from us, all you have to do is come here and say open account. It'll ask for your name, email ID, and phone number. After that, it'll ask you to choose with which broker you would like to go with. Say it could be LS Blue or Fires or Zebo, any of these. You choose that and then complete the process. It will take you to the respective web brokers web page and take you through the entire process of account opening. Once all the document details are provided to the broker by you, and once you get the credentials from that broker, your account will be mapped to us, and we will know that okay, you have opened the account with say Dun or let's do any of these accounts, and you are used our web page as the referral. We will take care of extending the free APIs for you. So this is how you can open a new account. Go to algomojo.com and say open an account and select the broker with where you want to open the new account after giving these details and complete the process as well. Now, once you have a client ID and password credentials from your broker, you will be using the same information to use our platform also. All you have to do is go to algomojo.com and say login and execute. And it will take you this it will take you to this page to for you to log in. You can choose the broker which you want to use for trading. For today's demo, we'll be using an account from TradeGenie. So the to log in, the credentials that you need to use is the same as what you use normally for logging into your broker account. It is the same thing that you need to use. The broker provided client ID, broker provided password, and the TOTP or the OTP process. Follow the same process. You need not have to remember or create new stuff to use Algomojo facility. Using the same credentials, log in to this web page. Log in here. So once you log in to using the broker provided credentials. The user interface is the same for all the brokers. Now, in Algomojo, right? So you'll get a summary page which shows you details about funds and holdings and positions, etc. You can also create watch list of some of the stocks instruments that you want to follow, or you want to place a manual order also. You can do that from here. So all you have to do is log into this one page in the morning, and you can do all your trading and investments from this page itself. You need not have to get into your broker account or log in at a different place. All that is not required, except for some of the backend activities like your transferring funds or adding or withdrawing funds, getting backend reports. For those kind of activities, you'll need to use the broker web page directly. Otherwise, rest of the things can be handled from this one single page that Algomojo provides. So after you log in, you will see a lot of tabs on the left side. The first tab is where you get the APIs of Algomojo displayed. So mine is already enabled. When you're doing it for the first time, it will ask you to generate and allows you 7 days trial. So if you open an account, it will be after the 7 days trial, it will be extended for the lifetime as such. Now, to avail the or if you already have an account to try out the trial, it'll ask you to generate the API, or you can go to this place and say renew and say generate 7 days trial. You have after the 7 days trial, you have various plans. On a yearly basis, it works out to 500 rupees per month for you. You get to use all features and facilities currently available, and those facilities which will be launched going forward also. So kindly use these offers that we have in terms of either free trial or lifetime free, or you can get into a subscription method if you already have an account. Yeah. So first step is to get the API, whether it is trial or subscription. After that, we see how do we configure the instrument and details that you want to trade. That we do it from a tab called My Strategies. If you go here, there's something called My Strategies. You go here. So when you're doing it for the first time, it will be blank and it will ask you to open a new strategy. So strategy, when you say new strategy, it will open a page wherein you need to update details of what you want to trade. Now, whether it could be Nifty, it could be indices, it could be futures, options, any of those. This is what you define here. So to begin with, it asks for a name to be given. It can be anything. We'll say that, okay, demo, say Nifty futures. And a rule is something as I was mentioning. There are about 4, 5 rules. I will come into these details when we look at a chart. We'll relate it based on the chart. There are typically 4, 5 of them. One is long only, short only, long plus short, buy sell, long plus short, buy sell, short cover, and the last one is the stop and reversal. These are all dependent on the kind of strategy that you're running. So let us look at some of the strategies, and from there we will select, decide what rule to be used. However, for the first demo, I'll be using super trend as a strategy. So for super trend, we will need a rule called stop and reversal. Why stop and reversal? I will explain it to you when you open a super trend chart and trading view. Now, after you select the rule, this you will need to specify what the instrument that you want to trade or segment which you want to trade. For each of these facilities or the updates that you need to provide, you will get a help menu. When you hover the cursor there, it will show you what it does and what kind of thing needs are expected. Information is expected, and to help you out in terms of understanding and configuring the page. So we will say futures and option. Then we will say what are the symbols. Right? Say that Nifty futures. Say April contract is what we'll choose. So order type is, it can be NRM or it could be MIS. So depending on your requirement, you can choose that. Price type, currently leave it at the default value market. we are working on facility to provide limit stop loss limit kind of triggers for price. So when it is launched, it will be available for the users. And then next step is to specify how many lots you want to trade. Suppose you say 50 lots, it will tell you what will be the 50 lot converting in terms of number of absolute quantity. 3750 is what it comes to. Then we will split the order if it is more than freeze limit. It will show you that it will be split into 1800 multiples. Then whether you want to roll over these kind of things. So basic stuff is what you want to trade, how many lots you want to trade, whether it is intraday or it is carry forward, and whether it's futures option. These are basic things that you need to provide. Once you provide these, you can save the stuff by doing a submission. There are other details which are not mandatory, but you can go with the default values. Suppose you have target and stop loss to be set, you can do that from here. You can say percentage, points, or days MTM. If you say days MTM, it will say that, okay, what is the M2M you are looking at, say, whether it's 15,000, 20,000, 50,000, whatever is the amount you're looking at for trading in Nifty futures, you want it to be as a target, or you can set that. Similarly, stop loss can be in terms of percentage, points, and MTM. And if it is M2M, say, in terms of stop loss, you can say that I don't want to take more than 5,000 rupees loss in a day for trading in Nifty futures, or minus 10,000 rupees. You can set those kind of figures here. So whenever these levels of target and stop loss is met, we will close the position, or the system will close the position for you. You need not have to intervene at all, or you need not have to keep monitoring this stuff. So these are depending on your requirement, you can choose, or otherwise leave it to the default values, which is none to begin with. And if you want to trail the stops, that's also possible. You can set it up here. The start time is default at 9:15. End time is when you want the signals not to be processed. Suppose you don't want to take any trades after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you can say that, okay, end time is 3 o'clock. Any signal coming in after 3 o'clock, it will not be processed. Similarly, square off. Suppose you are an intraday trader and you want to close the position, say by 2:55, you can set that time also. And expiry square off is another time that you need to see. Once you update these fields, these are one-time setting for trading in, say, Nifty futures. It will get saved, and a couple of things get generated. One is a webhook URL, which we will be using. All you have to do is copy this and paste it. And the other one is for TradingView, you need to copy these codes. For if we are using a strategy, you need to copy this code. If we are using an indicator, you need to copy these kind of codes. We will look at one or two examples today as to how to use these things. So once you do the setup, all you have to do is after saving it, you can go back. By default, it will be listed here and it will be in inactive state. You will need to enable for live or paper trade. Once you do a paper trade, enable it, it will show that, okay, paper trade inactive. I was talking to you about is anybody looking at copy trade as a feature? I can explain that also here. Uh, um, So in case if you want somebody else to also to take the trades which you are doing it similarly, you can go and say here, publish your signal. So under this actions button, you have something called a publish. You can say this, and once you agree for this disclaimer, it will help you to add your friends and family members here. Suppose you have say 4 5 friends with whom you want to share these signals whenever they're getting generated. You can add all of them by selecting the broker, adding the client ID, and giving it a validity also. You can say that, okay, for the month of April, let all signals coming from me be going to these followers as such. You can add all these things here, and up to 10 followers can be added here. So for per study, we are limited it up to 10 followers. So all 10 followers will get the signal. They need not have to do anything. All they have to do is accept your invitation to trade and then switch it on in the morning. So whenever your trading view or Amibroker or charting generates a signal, those orders will also be executed not only in your account, in all their accounts also. Suppose there are 5 people, all 5 people will get those signals, and they will need to the orders will be executed in their accounts also. Yes, all of them have to be a part of Algomojo. They need to have an account opened using Algomojo as a referral, or if they already have an account, they can take the subscription from us and then be a part of Algomojo. Only then you will be able to send the signals to them also. Now, let me try and add one account for demo purpose. Say first stock as a broker, then my client ID is this, and I'll keep that as valid till say 30th of April, and say add this number. So this is the uh, my other account in first stock. So whenever the signals are getting generated for this strategy, as you can see here, this you see this P as a button showing that okay, you have published this strategy. So whenever this strategy generates or gets a signal, these orders will be sent across to all the followers. So to all these followers, suppose you have multiple of them, all of them will get the same signal. If there's a buy generated, all five of them in all their accounts, the buy order will be executed. So that's how it will work as such. So after you create this, you can say that, okay, do a live trade or paper trade. Always start with paper trade, say enable the paper trade, and then wait for the signal. Now, just to check whether whether the order will go through or not, you can generate signals from here also, both for live trade and paper trade. From here, say generate signal by doing it manually. You can say buy so if you say buy, the order will be executed in the account. Let me just, yeah, this is 246, strategy number 246. So as you can see, my manual buy has been generated and order has been placed for, yeah, three orders have been placed because the quantity that we had mentioned was 50 lots, which is 3750. In the live market, you will be able to see what is the average price, what is the LTP, and what is the P&L, M2M. All those details can be seen strategy-wise. Right. So this is how you test and check whether order will go through. If you had selected live trade, then order will go to your broker account and order will be executed as such. So let me close this portion. I can do a square out also and close the portion. So there are no portions open, it has become zero. Now, after you define what is that you want to trade here, we get into the charting tool where we run our strategies. So we'll look at trading view. Now, so most of you would be using TradingView or would have used TradingView. Important thing is start with the chart that you want to trade. Today is let's look at Bitcoin. That market is live and will be working. We should be able to get some live signals for testing. So select your symbol first. This is Bitcoin. Next step is to select the time frame in which you want to trade. So let's see, 1 minute time frame. So after you set your instrument and the time frame, then load the strategy that you want to use. For example, we'll use the super trend already loaded here and just enable it. So as you can see here, super trend strategy is generated. So whenever this buy or sell signal comes, we'll need to create an alert here and the orders will get executed. So you may not have to be sitting in front of your system. You'll do the setup and it will keep working for you. As simple as that. Now, how do we do a setup in terms of alert? All you have to do is go to the strategy that you just loaded, go to this more button here and say add alert on SuperTrend. So it will open a pop-up box and in the message box, by default, whatever is there, just remove that. Go to Algomojo strategy that we just created. Yeah. And this is what we had just created. Go to view and copy this code. Yeah, from here. Go to trading view and paste it here. And go to notification and by update the webhook URL, whatever is there by default, remove that. Take it from Algomojo, the webhook URL, that strategy. This webhook URL pertains to this strategy that we had defined to trade in Nifty futures. So go back here and update, paste it here. Yeah, for using the webbook URL facility, you will need to have the subscription for TradingView. Free version doesn't support webbook URL. The rest of the features are all supported in free version, but webbook is something not made available by TradingView. So just copy paste this message box and notification and say create. Give a name, say we'll say demo and today's 5th April and say create. It gets highlighted here in terms of the alerts. You'll be able to see here. And whenever this generates a signal, the next signal that will be coming is sell. The sell order will be executed. As simple as that. That is all is the setup that is required. All you have to do is get your strategy, go to this more button and say add alert. And in terms of message box, remove whatever is there. Copy this content from Algomojo. Let me show it again. This content and paste it here. Sorry, I did not get copied properly. So this is one copy paste that you do, and second copy paste is the webhook URL. So this has a date and action. So update this webhook URL. That's it. There's nothing else to be done for automating your strategy as such. We create, and that's it. It will be saved here. Let me remove this. It's a duplicate of that. Any queries as to how to do this? It's as simple as that. All you have to do is have a strategy which you have tried and tested and you want to trade with, and that's it. It should be possible to automate it whenever there's a signal coming in, buy, sell, whatever signal comes in. Right now, suppose, for example, and there's already a buy running, and you would like to enter this trade, and after that, leave it to the system to take care of it. So, first time we can go and generate the buy signal manually from here itself, and say buy. I've taken this order manually, and the portion can be seen 3,750. And since I've generated from the strategy here, the system knows that okay, it'll be an automated order. So and it'll keep track of the position which you are running, and whenever the signal comes for that of the sell signal, it'll close the long position and take a short position. Now, the rule that is to be applicable is here. Um, as you can see, super trend is always in trade kind of um, strategy. It is either long or short. So you have a buy signal here, and when the sell comes, you want the long portion to be closed and the reverse portion to be taken. So long portion has to be stopped and the reverse portion has to be stopped. So for these kind of strategies, you have to use a rule called stop and reverse. What it will do is, so it will stop the long portion when the sell signal comes and take the reverse portion of shorting the Nifty when the signal comes. So the rule to be used is stop and reverse for such kind of strategies. Now, that has to be very clear. Now, in case you don't select the rule properly, the execution will go for a toss and actual orders may not happen as per the requirement. So be careful in terms of the rule that you use, that you're going to use. Now, the other rules that are available are long only, short. The second one is short only, and third one is long plus short, that is buy sell. Fourth one is long plus short, buy sell short cover. The difference is that now there are if you feel that okay, you want to take only the short signals coming in because the market is trending down, you don't want to take any long portion, then use the rule called short only. What it will do is whenever there is sell signal coming in, it will take the short portion, and when the long portion comes, long signal comes, it will close the short portion and wait for the next signal to come. It will not take the reverse portion of long. So it will execute only the short signals coming in. So when there's a buy coming in, if there's a short position already running, it will close that and wait. That's how it works. The opposite is the long only. Suppose you want to trade only the long signals, then use long only. Or if you want to The third type is the long plus short. Now, there are strategies where, say, for example, it'll take an entry here, and somewhere here it will exit, and it will wait for the new signal to come in. Now, exit could be because of targets, or it could be because of stop loss. It will give you an exit, and it will wait for the next setup to happen, which could be a long or a short. We don't know. Suppose after the exit here, another buy might come after some time, and it could exit somewhere here, and again it will wait for next buy or sell. So in such kind of situations where it is not continuously in trade, but intermittently it is in trade, use the third rule: buy long plus short, buy sell. Now that gives you more. It is more relevant for trading view kind of the kind of environment. In case we are using Amibroker, then the fourth one, that is the long play short, buy sell short cover, because Amibroker also has got facility short and cover. Those need to be enabled. So use the fourth rule as such. Otherwise, if it is something like similar to super trend, then use stop and reverse as the rule. That is how the rules are framed, and most of the clients or users requirement would fall or would meet any of these kind of situations. So, in case if you are confused or more want more details, feel free to contact us. We will be there to assist you. We can come online and check what the kind of strategy that you're running and what should be the rule that needs to be used. And based on that, you can try it out. So we are there to help you. Otherwise, our documentation is provided, which will give you details about what each rule means and when it should be used. So you can refer to our documentation and get more details also. Yeah. There's a query. Is it possible to handle multiple strategies from a single chart? Oh, yes, possible, definitely. Let me highlight one more strategy called, this is called half trend. Like this is half trend. There's one more strategy called alpha trend. You can load as many strategies as possible. And for each of those strategies, you'll need to create an alert. So suppose you want to do it for alpha trend, go to this alpha trend, say more, and add alert on alpha trend. Okay. Alpha trend. So the process is the same. Update the message box and update the webhook URL. That's it. So from one chart, you can run multiple uh, strategies. Or from one chart, you trade in say alpha trend, you want to use it for trading in say options. You can do that. Super trend, you want to trade in futures, you can do that. Half trend, you want to trade in equities, you can do that. Not an issue at all. So from one chart, you can uh, handle multiple strategies. However, you will need to look at the alerts are to be set based on the instrument and the time frame. Suppose you want to trade, say Nifty in 1 minute alert, but Bank Nifty in 5 minute time frame, and equities you want to use a longer time frame, 30-minute kind of stuff. You will need to change the time frame and then set the alert as such. Otherwise, um, by default, whatever time frame is open in trading, you will get executed as per that. So be careful in terms of your time frame and the strategy that you're running. So be clear. In terms of the time frame, the symbol, and strategy that you're using. While we were discussing, we have, as you can see here, there's a cell which has come in. You can go to a log and check. There's a cell which has been generated. So let us look at what has happened to this signal. Go to Algomojo here and go to my signals. As you can see here at 11:06, a cell has been received. It has been received from this particular IP. We know that, okay, this is a different IP. These are all my laptop IP, local IP, where I place orders manually. And the long was already running in, so cell has come. So it has closed the long portion, and now the short is running. As simple as that. Yeah, we'll try and see an Amibroker execution also. Yeah, any query on this? See, so it's a one-time setup that you need to do in terms of creating an alert and in terms of creating your strategy of what you want to trade. We call this also as a strategy. So after that, it will keep running for you. You need not have to interfere, or you need not be sitting in front of your system. You need not have your laptop also on or computer also on. After you do the setup, you can close your system and leave it for the signals to be generated and getting it executed. Only thing that you need to make sure is that you don't log out of this web page. Don't log out. In case if you log out, it will not be, the signal received will not be executed. And also, you need to ensure that you enable paper trade or live trade. If these are not and it is inactive, then the signals will not be executed. So every day in the morning, just before the market opens, say around 9 o'clock, log into this web page and enable the strategy that you're trying to run, and then leave it. Then they will system will take care of it. That's it. Any queries so far? Okay, there are no queries. Let's try and look at one more example. I'll create a strategy for, say, um, Bank Nifty options, for example, demo BM options. I'll select a similar rule called stop and reverse, and I'll say dynamic symbol is what I want to trade. So whenever the signal comes in, we need to look at what is the ATM or ITM or OTM that we want to trade. So at that point in time, based on the spot price, we will calculate the ATM or ITM or OTM and then place orders accordingly. Instrument, we will say it as Bank Nifty. So you have various instruments that are available for you to trade in case you want to trade in crude, gold, or stocks, any of these if possible. So it's select Bank Nifty and mention expiry as current month expiry. It will show you the date also. As you can see here, the date is 24th of April. Here, strike price will say is ITM, say for example, 5. You get a choice of choosing up to 20 strikes in the money or 20 strikes out of the money. You can choose any of them. And suppose you are a buyer, you can leave it at that. Otherwise, if you want to write options, you can do that by choosing sell. If you want to hedge, then hedge buying, hedge selling are the options that are available. We'll keep it as buying. We'll keep it as NRL, price is market. Here we'll say make it 25 or say 50 lots. Quantity will be 1500. It will split into multiples of 900 as the order. So these are basic information that we need to update in the Algomojo platform. After that, we'll go to the charting tool where we will be running our strategy and check how the signals will be executed. So once we do this, let me come back here and oh sorry, I didn't save that. Got Let me recreate that by Nifty options demo and rule and say stop and reverse. Here and say dynamic instrument is by Nifty expiring current month. Let's say ITM5 buying and let's say 100 lots. Then save this. So webhook URL for Bank Nifty options will be different and the similar codes will be different. Now we will look at one example of how to do it in Amibroker for this case. Once you do this, all you have to do is go here, go to the top and date this. It will be shown and you will be by default, it will be in active state, enable paper trade. Uh, Let me try and go the Amibroker. Let me go the scripts, say for example, Bank Nifty. And let's say it as 1 minute. I need to load a strategy also. This is the price chart. So let me load a strategy. Okay. Now, this is a strategy called Wheel Intra. We provide these strategies. The details of the same can be had from our webpage called traderscart.in. So this is based on linear regression. It keeps giving buy sell signals. So if you have any strategy which gives buy sell short cover signals, all you have to do is load them and then load a certain modules. Now, for this kind of strategy, the module required will be stop and reverse because this is always in trade, either long or short. So we have to load the strategy module, particular module to this. These are also provided by Algomojo. So I've preloaded that or already have it in my system. Let me try and just do a drag and drop. It is simple drag and drop. This is a module called stop and reverse. I just do a drag and drop. And when you do a drag and drop and go to the parameters, it will show you this auto control. Here is where you need to put the webhook URL. In TradingView, we had under notification, whereas here the module after we load the stop and reverse module, it will ask for the webhook URL. Let me try and get that. It will be copy this webhook URL and paste it here. That's and enable the trade. As you can see here, the algo is enabled. All you need to do is when you get a signal, it will get processed. For example, let's try and do a bar here. This is 26, 25th. And do a bar here. So as you can see, there is a sell signal which has come. One. You can look at it from the trace feature. So there is a sell signal which has come, as you can see here. And let's go to the strategy and see what has happened to this. So, the strategy number is 247. Go to my signals. Select this 247. As you can see here, there's a cell which has come and order has been placed for uh, multiple PEs we bought. This is in the money 5 and the position is running for 3000 quantity in the money 5 PE. So it's as simple as that. All you have to do is have a strategy in Amibroker and download the module. So modules are there are again depending on the strategy. The rule I was talking about, you have long only, then long plus short, short only, and stop and reverse. You also have some. We also have a module called button trading. So based on the price, you can click the button and order will get placed whenever you click the button. So button trading facility is also available with us for Amibroker users as such. So download this module and place it on the strategy that you have in Amibroker. And whenever the signals are getting generated in the parameters, all you have to do is put that webhook URL and enable the paper trade. So whenever the buy sell signal is generated from your Amibroker charting tool, the order will be executed. It is as simple as that. It is just one copy paste of the webhook URL after downloading the necessary module as such. Here, the module that is applicable is stop and reverse because that is how the strategy is designed. So if it is long only, then it's a different module. If it's short only, it's a different module. Long plus short, it's a different. For this, what is applicable is short and stop and reverse. Any clarification, any doubts on how to set it up in Amibroker? So of course, we will as a one first time when you're trying it out, you will need to have a Amibroker bridge also installed for execution. We provide that assistance, or it can be read from our website also. It's pretty simple process. Otherwise, our support team can get in touch with you and then install that bridge. It takes a few minutes. That's it, and then load the strategy and the module, one-time activity, and you run your strategy for placing the orders. Any query? Any query on how to do this, how to enable this in Amibroker or TradingView? You can use the Q&A box and type out your queries. I can try and show, answer them or show them in the chart or in our platform. In Amibroker, if you are adding a strategy, it has to be on different charts. For example, let me try. Suppose I want to use one more strategy, say for example, like quick flip trading system. Need to load the different strategy here. So you have so you have one strategy running here, another strategy running here. This is a strategy called quick flip, and this is called wheel intra. So you can have as many strategies running as you want in Amibroker, but for each you have to have a separate chart. Whereas in TradingView, on a single chart, we could load multiple strategies and create alerts for multiple strategies. Whereas here it will be for each chart you have to have a separate. For each strategy you need to have a separate chart. Hope that is clear, sir. Any query on this? Absolutely no problems at all. It's a very, very light module that we provide. Any strategy that you already have, any AFL that you already have, all you have to do is drag and drop. So as you can see here, this we have not loaded any this thing module. You can say, for example, on this you want to take only long trades, then go here to my modules. Then I would say long only execution module. Just drag and drop and it will show you the webhook URL to be added here. That's it. The only issue sometimes what we have seen is not an issue. The strategy is that see, these strategies provide buy, sell, short, cover as signals. But some strategies will not have the short and cover. They will only have buy and sell. And there's a small change to be done. We can assist you in doing it, or you can set say short equal to sell and uh, cover equal to buy in the code. That is, we open the code and, for example, here, go to the code and here you can suppose your code has only buy and short, buy and sell. Then you can add this sell equal to or short equal to cover, sell and cover equal to buy. So you need to redefine, add these two stuff. Here we are saying sell equal to or short equal to sell and cover equal to buy. That's it. Normally, we have seen strategies which will have only buy and sell, not buy and short, buy and sell. So in those kind of cases, we'll need to add these two lines, short equal to sell and cover equal to buy. That's it. It'll work. Open the code and then make this change and save it. That's it. We'll keep working. And in terms of Amibroker memory usage, it is pretty less. In fact, Amibroker by default doesn't use much RAM or anything. Only thing is, they say that beyond 3, 4 MB, it is not required. Also, any system having more memory also not required. Max up to 4 MB is what is recommended for running Amibroker. You need to have a good strategy. You need to have a good um, data feed. I would always invest into a good data feed. In case you already have strategies and you want data feed, we are partners with Global Data Feed and also with True Data. Uh, so we can assist you in terms of providing those data feeds also. Yeah. Let me try and load this and show it to you again. Let's load this chart. Let me open a new chart. Chart. To this, I'll add the wheel intra strategy. This is the AFL that I have. On this, as you can see, by default, that webhook URL is not there. All I have to do is go to my code and drag and drop this stop and reverse kind of module. Do I right click on the parameters, it will show you where you have to add the webhook URL and enable the payment. That's it. See, broker provided data feed using API is possible, but however, you need to have certain programs written so that you get to take the data from your broker. However, going by our experience, it's pretty difficult to manage. It's a small cost, I would say, but still worth going in for licensed providers like any of the license providers. Could be global data feeds or true data, or it could be actual page, any of them. Um, there are lots of data feed providers, but look at a licensed provider, reliable kind of provider. There are very cheap options available. They provide at $500, $800, but they are not reliable. You'll not be able to backtest or do bar replace kind of checking. And also, sometimes they may not work efficiently also. It's a small cost, I would say. It's worth the investment to go in with a licensed provider. Depending on number of stocks or instruments that you want to take, it could be anywhere between 2.5 to 3,500 per month. If you require more symbols, then it will be on slightly higher. You can keep adding. That's what another thing, important thing in what we have seen in Amibroker codes. A lot of clients come with Amibroker strategies. We see this repainting issues, like if they're not handled in the code properly, the signal generation, it'll appear, disappear, it'll appear, disappear. If certain coding is not done correctly, then it'll generate multiple signals and multiple orders will get placed. To help in those kind of situations, we have a facility called entry and exit delay. If you set it to, by default, it is at 0. If you make it as 1, the program will wait till the close of the candle, and if the signal persists, it will take the execute the order at the open of the next bar. So by entry and delay, exit delay can help you in a certain extent to mitigate this repainting issues as such if the strategy has such issues. Otherwise, default, if it is handled in the code part using proper functions like your XM or whatever, then you may not have to change the exit and entry delay. It can be set at 0 itself. Yeah. Let me try and show you. Yeah, I think if you go to the website, you should be able to get a rate, or I can ask my team to get in touch with you and help you out. It will be around 3.5, 4,000 if you're looking at all strikes as such. I mean, all symbols, 200, 250 FNO stocks. They do provide trial. I think Global Data Feed gives you um, 3 days trial also. Uh, Check it out. True Data gives up to 1 week trial. Of course, they're limited to number of stocks, instruments that you can use during the trial period, but you can try it out. We can, I can ask the team, or if you get in touch with our office, they should be able to help you in terms of getting the trial period also configured. Try and do it on a Monday morning so that you get 3 working days during the working day. Saturday and Sunday also count for them. So try and do it on a working day and test it out. Any other queries, any other things that you'd like to understand in Amibroker? Yeah, a couple of interesting things, especially in trading view. Now, people use various types of studies. Uh, for example, you would like to draw a trend line and take an entry based on a trend line. For example, you draw a trend line like this. Another trend line like this. And if you want the long to be taken, if the price breaks above the trend line, or if you want to take a short if the price goes below the trend line, or closes below the starts closing below the trend line, that's also possible. You can do any kind of study done on TradingView. You can draw your own, make your own studies. And when you see that, okay, the price is, you want to take a short entry here or a long entry here, you can do that. All you have to do is say, put in your drawing, right click on that and say add alert on trend line. And you can say that, okay, if the price is crossing down and if the bar closes below the trend line, I want a sell to be taken. Then all you have to do is go to Algomojo here and sorry, yeah, the strategies that we have created. Under the indicators, there are a couple of more codes given. So we can select the sell code and come back here and trading view and update it here. And if you're trading in, say, Bank Nifty, you want a order to be executed for Bank Nifty, use this webhook URL and sit here, give a name, say that, okay, and trend line short entry and save it. So it will be shown here under the alerts, trend line short entry. So it is one time that you have created, you can keep shifting it up and down. So uh, you've done it here in the prices. If the price crosses this line and closes below this trend line, the sell will be triggered and the order will be executed. That is one of the interesting thing that you can do. You can do a many things in trading view. Similarly, if you draw a horizontal line, for example, somebody was asking based on the price, can you do it? Suppose you identify, say, this as the position for resistance multiple times, the price goes down, comes here and starts going down. All you have to do is, if the price crosses above this level, you want your long position taken to be closed. So draw your line here or study here and say add alert on that horizontal line and say that if the price crosses above this level, horizontal line, and if it is crossing and closing above that line, or if it touches once also, you can say once only, and you want the cell to be taken. Sorry, this is not the code. Um, the same thing needs to be copied from here. Copy this and paste it here. That's it. You can say that price based, exit, and create it. So that will be here shown price based exit. So if you already have a long position and the price crosses this level, the long position can be closed. See, we are not into strategy uh, I mean, recommendations as such. It depends on your complete study as to what is that you want your strategy to be, when you want entry and when you want exit to happen. So you will need to design that. In case if you need that to be coded either for Amibroker or for TradingView, we can help you in terms of getting it coded at a cost, depending on the complete requirement. But and again, it depends on a lot of factors. What could be the time frame that you are running, whether it is for stocks, whether it's for instruments, whether it is swing trade or intraday trade, options, futures, or drawdowns, various factors. And once you design your strategy, do a back testing, and find that it is meeting all your risk management and uh, trading criteria, then you can take it for live. But in terms of recommendations, we are not the people for recommending a strategy. However, if you want it to be designed for you based on the ideas that you provide, we can help you out. We can help you to get a coding done for trading or even for Amibroker. We can do it for you at a cost, and you can test it and deploy it. But the idea has to come from your side. So in trading, you have various strategies, various kind of studies available. You can trade based on an indicator also. For example, you want to use an indicator, which is like, say, RSI. Um, these are ready-made stuff which are available. Using our method, you can, sorry, let me delete once. So this is RSI. It can be any indicator. Again, for if you're using indicators, you have to create two alerts. So load your indicator based on the time frame and the instrument that you're running. After you load that, you go to this more button and say add alert on RSI. It will ask you to specify the condition and also when it should trigger and the code to be updated. For example, if we say that, okay, um, say RSI, it's already at the top end of the RSI. If it starts coming down and crosses a value of say 60, you would like to take a PE entry, for example. You can say that, okay, the RSI crossing down a level of say 60, and one, it has to close below that 60 level. You want a sell to be undertaken, you can say that, okay, I want a sell to be taken. Here you can give a name as RSI short entry and say update the webhook URL for whatever instrument that you decide to trade, whether it could be Nifty, Bank Nifty, any of those. Update the relevant webhook URL here and say create. So as you can see, once you put in a level for RSI based trigger, it will show as a dotted line with an arrow. You can keep shifting it. You can move it up or move it down. You can see it here. It's a dotted line with a right pointing arrow. So it is at a level of around 50. So if it comes down from the top and crosses down, it will select, it will trigger a sell order. Similarly, if you want one more to be created for, say, at the bottom, if RSI goes below, say, 20 and starts coming up, you want the short to be closed and a long to be taken, create one more alert. It's a similar fashion. All you have to do is here create add alert on RSI Then instead of crossing down, you would say crossing up a value of say 25. And here we will say instead of sell, we'll say buy and create. So you will be able to see one for entry and one for exit. So this is long entry and this is for short entry. So when a long short is taken and the price goes below and starts coming up, it will close a short and it'll sorry, short and take a long entry. Similarly, when it goes up and starts coming down, it will close the short entry, long entry and take a short entry. So these are all one-time setups that you need to do in TradingView, and in terms of your study or in terms of your strategy or in terms of your indicators, and update with the relevant webhook URL and the action to be taken, whether buy or sell. Whenever those conditions are met, the orders can get executed. Now, all this is possible when you are using a single indicator or a single study asset. If you want to use multiple indicators, say for example, when the RSI is so and so, and you want to also look at what is ADX and what is say CCI, based on two, three indicators you want to take an entry, then you need to get a coding done for TradingView. And when all the conditions, the code will check whether all the conditions are met for the entry and the exit as such. So that will require coding. If it is a single study, yes, you can easily automate it from our system. Yeah. So when you have taken, say, delivery position, it could be in futures, it could be in options, it could be even cash stocks also. We have seen people who buy stocks and hold it for a couple of months and weeks. That also will be tracked in our system. Like if you go to Algomojo here and look at my signals, under the positions, you will be able to see all strategies that you would have created. And the positions which are open, close, for example, this is running but inactive, or this are inactive, and this is active, which is currently running, this is also active. So we'll the ones taken in the cash segment. Suppose you have taken, say, um, 20 stocks in based on certain strategy, which you normally want to hold it for as a swing trade or a positional trade, it will be shown under the position book. Kindly remember, brokers will show it as a holding. However, we will show it as a position. We will show it under both position and also under holdings. So the stocks will be shown under positions and holdings. So whenever you've taken a long position, and when a sell comes, whatever, if that stock is still under this position book, then we will close that position. Of course, in stocks, you can't do a positional short as such, whereas FNO, you can do a positional short and long as such. In equities, you can take only long position and not a short position for deliveries. So we will keep track of whatever is taken through our system will be handled from here. Now, in case say you've taken a position and you want the system to handle it, you've taken a position manually, and going forward you want to take the system, you want the system to take care of it. Say when the condition is met, you want to sell those stocks which you are holding. You can add them in our website itself. There's a position, a facility to add the stocks or the positions. All you have to do is go to say add positions and to which strategy you want to add, for example, here. And you can say what is the symbol, say, for example, Reliance, because this is based on FNO, it will give you a list of all Reliance. I'm not sure what is the symbol to be used here. Suppose you select Reliance Future and it will ask you how many lots are there and what is the price you have bought, say 1,200, whatever is the price, and add. So that will be shown under this. Yes, it could be Reliance, it could be equities, it could be S Bank, anything, any stock that you would have had. However, this strategy we have created only for future and options. But when you create for equities, it will accept only the equity entries, whereas here it is has to be futures or options as such. Any queries? Any doubts? Anything you would like to see and specific? So, going back to our presentation part, so first step is to define what is that you want to trade in Algomojo. Once you do that, you enable the paper trade, check it out and see if it is working fine, then you can shift to live trade. Then do a setup in TradingView or in Amibroker. So in TradingView, create an alert based on the strategy and symbol. For Amibroker, you have the strategy and download the model, whether it is stop and reverse, long only, long plus short. And then add the webhook URL in both the cases. That's it. That is the process. Now, as I was mentioning, there are a couple of rules to be followed depending on the strategy. So these are long only is one such method. Short only is for trading only in short signals. Then you have long plus short, that is buy sell. Normally in trading view is what we encounter, buy and sell. Whereas in Amibroker, you get short and cover also. So we have the same rule. It works in a similar fashion, but it supports two more actions, short and cover, which is provided in Amibroker. Very rarely in TradingView, but mostly in Amibroker. Then you use this rule. And stop and reverse is always in trade kind of strategies like a super trend, which is either long or short. Then use this rule. So we saw that how do we do an integration with super trend or an RSI based automation or a price based action also. And, we also saw in Amibroker what are the things. So in TradingView, when you're doing a setup for strategies, the process is that first you have to select the trading symbol, then look at the time frame, and then load the strategy. Then click on that more button against the strategy name, and then update the message content and the notification. In the notification, update the webhook URL. Give a name. That's it. That's the process, and save it or say create it. It will get done. That's it. And for indicator, you have to update a couple of more things like similar, start with the symbol, look at the time frame, then load the indicator that you want to use or the study that you want to use, click on the more button, and then you will have this condition to be updated. You will have the trigger to be updated also, unlike and the message box content to be done. So using an indicator or a price based, there is small difference. So in indicator or price based, you will need to have the updation of this condition and trigger and message box also to be uh, set up. And once you do that, that's it, and say create, it will get done. So whenever the signals come or the levels are reached, you will be able to get those signals sent across to your Algomojo and who will execute the order in your account, broker account. So indicators normally have various choices available in terms of cross conditions. It could be crossing up, crossing down, greater than. It varies from indicator to indicator available in TradingView. Kindly check it out. Use the relevant condition, relevant trigger, and update the message box and the webhook URL. You're done. There's no other complication in terms of setting up the automation process. So if you're keen on how to do an option setting, we have detailed blog on how to set up various option strategies that are available. Gives you step-by-step process of doing each of those strategies. Request you to kindly have a look at that also. In terms of support, our support team is available on all working days from 9 to 5, on Saturdays from 10 to 5 o'clock. You can contact us using a WhatsApp number on WhatsApp also, or you can give a call on 8550-828-828, or you can raise a ticket from our website, or you can send us an email at support@algomojo.com. Our team will assist you in terms of providing any update, any assistance that you would need. Uh, our team will be able to help you out. Thanks a lot. My name is Lokesh. My email ID is lokesh@infolab.com. We have a blog, extensive blog called algomojo.com/blog for details on how to do various setups, what are the various things available in our platform. Kindly go through our blog. In case if you have any queries, you can kindly ask them in the Q&A box. We'll be happy to assist you. Do contact us in case you need any further details, further information on how to use your. This is the WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp, I would prefer on an email or a telephone call. We don't normally look at WhatsApp during the working hours. So suggest that kindly use the office WhatsApp number. We are available. You can ask for me, Lukesh. I'll call you back and assist you also. In case my team is not able to help you out, I'm the escalation point. I'll be able to get in touch with you and take it forward from there. Thanks once again, and thanks for taking the time out to understand our platform and kindly use the trial period. Check out if our website is able to meet your requirements, and if it is able to meet your requirements, kindly we can take it forward either by using a subscription or by opening a new account and availing the free offer that we have with 7 brokers. Uh, we are there to help you out to make your trading and investment journey as simple and as smooth as possible. And have a nice weekend. Again, my name is Lokesh.